Hello everyone, I'm Keith, and in this video we're going to talk about 5 powerful tips on how to stay motivated. It's easy for most people to get motivated. The real problem isn't motivation. The issue is that it's hard for most people to stay motivated. Don't worry, I've always been that way as well. I do what they call squirreling. I'll start a project that I'm gung-ho about, and once it's started and the excitement starts to wear off and that adventure starts to wear off, then I move to something else and start that new adventure, never totally seeing that project through to the end. Or I'll start the project and then I hear something and I see something and I got a great idea and I'm gonna go for it and I'm easily inspired to go for it, and so I do. Then a week later or a month later, something happens to my motivation, it fades away, it drains out of me. So that happens to everybody. One of my mentors, Zig Ziglar, said this about motivation. Motivation doesn't last, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Another great quote is, you will never always be motivated, so you must be disciplined. Now, I've gotten distracted with all sorts of projects, with working out, losing weight, uploading videos, selling real estate, or cutting out on my biggest addiction, which is drinking soda. I could keep this list going forever, but I don't need to because you understand. You get it. I bet it's happened to you as well. In the past few years, however, I've started to notice a big difference in my daily routines. My motivation levels are higher and more consistent. I'm making my sales calls, my follow-up calls. I'm staying more consistent with my videos, and I'm feeling generally more excited about life. So as I've thought about why this has been happening, I came up with 5 answers. Maybe they'll work for you as well. Now, these aren't in any particular order, but if you follow these, you may see change in your motivation levels as well. Number 1, stay focused on the desired outcome. Another one of my mentors has been the late Jim Rohn. Google his videos, they're very inspiring. He said, you must all suffer one of 2 things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So when your motivation starts to fade, and trust me, it will, it is crucial to remember what it is you are trying to achieve. What is the end result? What got your juices flowing in the first place? Keeping the desired outcome in front of you as often as possible. Just like Zig Ziglar says, we shower daily, so we must also build our motivation daily. Viewing your goals daily and your reasons why will continue to trigger the passion and energy to consistently take action. The simplest way to do this is to write your goals down every single morning before you start your day. Another one of my great mentors, Brian Tracy, was the first person that I heard recommend this practice. Then you review them each night before bed. I started doing this a few years ago in my real estate business, and I noticed a big difference almost immediately. In a very short period of time, I went from being a mid-level agent in my office to being the number 2 agent. At this time, I'm just shy of that very top spot, which, as long as I follow these basic tips, it won't be long before I hit my desired goal of being number 1. Remember, what originally triggered your passions continues to trigger those passions. Motivational tip number 2, consume positive content every single day. It's easy to focus on all the negative things that happen to you. Negativity serves as a distraction and a drain to motivation. I was listening to a podcast the other day and I had to write down a great quote that they mentioned. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest thoughts. In other words, if your thoughts are positive, filled with belief, faith, hope, and optimism, your life will follow. Don't let bad news or short-term failures distract you from achieving the end results of your goal. It's often said the people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid failure, they're the ones who respond to failure with optimism. Now, here's another great tip. Spend time with people who are doing big things. I'm sure you've heard the great phrase again from the great Jim Rohn, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So let me give you a little tip. I used to think that I literally had to spend more time with others that were achieving more. I couldn't figure out how I was going to spend time with those people or start hanging around with them. I didn't have the money for the country clubs. I didn't know any business owners. I couldn't afford the fancy restaurants and bars where these people might be hanging out at. How in the world was I ever going to hang around these people who are achieving more? Then one day I realized I don't have to physically be around these high achievers. All I had to do was listen to these high achievers while I'm driving, exercising, mowing the grass, doing yard work. You can be around these high achievers while listening to podcasts or listening to YouTube videos while you're driving. It's easier than ever to be around these people. So I started doing that. All you have to do is search that topic that you're interested in and learn from the greatest achievers in that field that have ever lived. When you spend the time with these great achievers who are doing big things, it helps me believe that I can too, and I can. People who have accomplished big things with their lives have learned to overcome the obstacles of fear, doubt, and discouragement. They have determination and grit. You can literally draw inspiration and success from their successes. After watching these videos, listening to these podcasts, they leave me thinking, if they can do it, why can't I? The truth is, I can, and so can you. So let's move on to motivational tip number 4, and that is be accountable. The act of being accountable will benefit you in several ways as you pursue a goal. You might think being accountable is someone who is only for those who are struggling with a particular issue, but continue working on being more accountable is a key to success for anyone who wants to change and grow. Being accountable increases your dedication to complete your goal. Accountability helps you grow in self-control, as you know you will have to answer for your choices and actions. Improve your mastery of the knowledge and skills necessary to attain your desired outcome. Be responsible and take ownership of your pursuits of success. Here's a fantastic quote on accountability. You either make yourself accountable or you will be made accountable for your circumstances. Remind yourself that life is short. That's tip number 5 to help you stay motivated and dedicated. Someone much smarter than me said, in the end, we only regret the chances you didn't take, relationships that you were afraid to have, and decisions we waited too long to make. Although it might not always feel like it, life is ridiculously short. It probably wouldn't mean much or be worth much if it lasted forever. Because it's so short with the limited time that you have, I recommend creating something worthwhile, and if you dare, something amazing. Think of life as a major project with a deadline. Every day, every week, month, and year, you get the opportunity to either work on improving it, piece by piece, one section at a time, or you can sit back and watch it corrode away. Life is too short to delay getting started. Forget New Year's or your next birthday or whatever life event you're waiting to occur. If that is something you want to do, to create, to experience in this life, start doing it now. Because whatever it is you're waiting to happen before beginning might not ever happen. Then what? Squander your life away just waiting, and waiting? So I hope these 5 tips on motivation has provided you with some motivation. Below in the comments, please let me know what you think and some things that you do to keep yourself motivated. Also, let me know if the geese behind me have been way too loud for this video. All right, the next video is right here. Simply click it and keep on watching.